Welcome. This is going to be the first in my series of videos where I talk about photographing professional wrestling. I have been attending local live wrestling shows on a regular basis for almost 14 years at this point, and thought, why not do this series, share some of my gained knowledge and experiences of attending and photographing at these events. I genuinely have been going to these shows locally for nearly 14 years. I firstly started to take video clips for things like YouTube, and that's how I got started on YouTube, was talking and promoting the local pro wrestling scene at a company that I used to go to. At that time, that company really didn't have really any production media kind of stuff going on. So I was taking video clips and sharing them and talking about the shows, but as they kind of got that together and I wanted to make the switch anyway, I ended up switching to taking photos. So for a lot of the 14 years, I've actually been taking photos during these events. I am really what I call a fan photographer, because I will pay my ticket money. I will sit in my seat wherever that vantage point happens to be and take the images during the show. In this series, I'm going to break down several different topics into each video. This is obviously the first video in the series, which is the introduction one. The next video that I'm going to do is going to be talking about camera settings. A very important subject to cover because, of course, how you set your camera, the settings that you use, will ultimately heavily dictate what your end results will look like. Then I'm going to do a video about actually attending and photographing at one of these shows, or I'm calling it capturing the action. That's going to be a fairly decent video because I'm going to kind of generally talk through attending and photographing these shows. So obviously I'm trying to have each video follow the other. I am going to try and keep these videos fairly hopefully simple and easy to understand. I'm not going to delve into things too much, but hopefully I can give you a little bit of a guide of going through and attending and photographing these shows. So that one may be a decent length of video. The next one I will do is about editing. Once I've attended and photographed the show, I will have many files to actually use. So the video after that will be about my editing process. The final video in the series will wrap up a couple of different topics: storage, what I use the photos for, what I could potentially use the photos for in the future, and a few of my final thoughts regarding attending and photographing at one of these local live pro wrestling shows. So that is what is going to be happening during this series. Again, I'm going to try and keep the topics that I talk about kind of a little bit general, not too in depth. Trying to go guide you from thinking about attending a pro wrestling show, a local one, through the whole process till your end results. There is so much more to delve into the topics, I'm sure, that I probably possibly won't cover in these videos, but certainly my whole intention during this series is just simply to share my thoughts, my opinions, my approaches, and my methods of attending and photographing at one of these shows. The majority of the photos that you will see, they're all taken by me. Certainly, all of the photos that you will see during the series were taken by me, but the majority of them, the vast majority of them, I will give them a little bit of plug here. Not that this has anything to do really with them, but the large majority of the photos that you will see, I will have taken at a company that I now follow, which is called Fair City Wrestling. You will see tremendous amount of photos and a couple of video clips as well during this whole series, so it's obviously only right to give them a bit of a shout out. They are a great company. So that is going to be kind of the outline of the series. I will again add these videos to a single playlist, but obviously feel free to rewind or rewatch sections if you feel it necessary.